Hi, yo, what's going on, y'all? I'm Ash Innovator, the designer DP. And finally, I'm hyped to tell y'all, welcome to the Designer DP Show. Yo, my man, say, wife, you gonna leave me out? You gonna leave me out? See, thank you. Can I get a motherfucking clap? Okay, then to my right, I got the amazing DJ Big Talk
We playing the pyramids, baby. And you're going to love what we got for you. Ash, talk to these kids for me.
Yeah, I'm going to talk to them a little bit. All right, y'all. So I've been wanting to do this podcast for a while, and I'm glad I'm finally getting started. And what I do know is y'all need to know something about me. Y'all need to know how I went from being a hero to a superhero in X amount of years' time over my career path. Now, I haven't always been a DP. I started off as a director, went to film school, did the NYU thing. I want to say it was around 2009. I tried to shoot a movie. It was a total fail. It didn't work out. Seep was producing that one. And then in 2000, and I want to say 10, I started shooting a bunch of corporate videos. They weren't like super interesting or nothing like that. And then I kind of got into, and from there, around 2011, I kind of got into like shooting music videos. That was like the 5D era. And that took off. I started doing like these remakes. I was making like a bunch of unofficial music videos, and they started hitting. Like they were going like crazy viral, and those were making moves. And then everything stopped. So I started off my career as a director, and then as shit didn't pop off for me, I don't want to say I got discouraged, but I got fed up. This nigga leave his phone on. No, we filming. This no good. Come on, Big Unk. Come on, DJ. Come on, help the DJ. DJ.
I got
Come on,
you,
dog.
My dog.
What's that, Medicare,
That's
nigga?
Big Ruckus. He's
Medicare?
important. That's Ruckus. His brother's important. You know, he's down on
That's my dog. That's my dog. Shout out to Ruck. Big shout out to Ruck.
If anybody else, I would have been really mad about that.
All right, let me finish talking to him though, right?
Talk to him, bro.
All right, so now around 2013, 14, you know, shit was getting really slow. Shit wasn't working. Hold on, y'all. Turn my shit off now too. Now I'm on that shit.
You
Yeah,
from
that's
the
all
same shit.
So yeah, like around 2013, 14, shit was getting really slow. Like really, really slow. And I'm gonna tell y'all where it all changed. In 2015, I shot this short film competition, right? And my shit was hot. The concept I came up with was hot. It was so hot that when I called the company that was doing the competitions, they let me submit late because I found out about the competition late. So they let me submit late, and but they liked the concept so much they was like, yeah, come fuck with it. So I joined the competition, shot it, uploaded it, and on my peer review, I made number one. Right, like the views went crazy immediately. Like as soon as I shot it, just flew to the top. And then, you know, some time was passing. They hadn't announced the winners, and I was waiting for the winners to come out. And finally, when they went, I looked for the number one spot because I assumed that's where I would be, and I didn't place. So I was like, oh, that's weird. I was like, whatever. I guess second place ain't that bad. And at the time, I needed that winning money, needed it bad. And I looked for the second place, and that didn't happen. So then I was like, all right, well, I guess I got third place. That's cool. With third place. And that didn't happen. So I was really confused because I didn't understand how I could be peer reviewed at number one and not even be in the top three, right? That actually wins. So I got really I kind of got fed up. Now, understand, I skipped over a lot of things. Earlier on in my career, like once the music video stuff was taken off and all that, the things were still going really slow, right? Like I was doing things like I wanted to get signed to an agent. I wanted to work with other production companies, and like, you know, nobody's responding to my emails. I was connecting with people. They wasn't really rocking with me like that. So like I got a lot of no's, and I got more no's than usual. Like I'm looking at my peers and I'm seeing the path that they're taking, and I'm like, all right, well, I'm doing the same things that they're doing, and my stuff is excelling at a higher rate. Why is it that I can't ever get hired for anything? And you know, I'm trying to hit up the white production companies because those were the mainstream ones, and you know, they just wouldn't respond and never really get back to me. So I just didn't know what to do for a while, and I got really fed up. I got to the point where I didn't enjoy the industry anymore because I felt like all I was doing was job chasing. I wasn't creating. The few times I got the opportunity to create, there was never really like enough money to really create anything that I felt was, you know, like I wanted to do something a little higher end. I wanted that opportunity, and it just never came to me. So I quit. I was like, yo, fuck this film shit. I don't want to do this film shit no more. This is bogus. Then in 2017, a long time client of mine hit me up for a job that was actually like really big. It was the most substantial job I had, you know, to the date. And let me tell you, up to then, I was really struggling. Like I was fucking broke. I had a wife, had a child at the time. My son was born at 2013. My other son came at 2016, so I still wasn't really making no bread for real back then. And my boy hit me up for a job, and he worked at a pretty big company. They're kind of going down now, but at the time it was a pretty big company, and we did a shootout in Rhode Island. To that day, it was the biggest job I had at the time, and got to Rhode Island. Now, a little caveat. I work with a producer. This producer is my wife, and she's a witch. She makes things happen out of nowhere. Like she casts her little fucking spells and magical things happen. And the magic she did on this budget was some next level shit. I don't know, because we created an amazing video. Like the video hit. Clients were super happy, and our packets were thick after that. So, as soon as that job was over, I bought my first Alexa, right? So what my plan at the time was, because I was still focused on directing, like I didn't know I wanted to be a cinematographer yet, right? You know what? That's not true. Let me back. No, that is true. Hold on. Let me hold on to that. So I didn't know I wanted to be a cinematographer just yet, but I felt like if I could buy this camera, if I could acquire this camera, I could shoot my content relentlessly, right? Because at this point, the only thing that holds me back from shooting as much as I want is the fact that I don't have a camera. And the other side of that, I'm talking to these niggas.
Talk to him.
And the other side of that is I like to shoot a lot of high-end shit, right? So for those that y'all know, like my company name is Clean Slate, and our like hashtag is clean look, right? That came because back in the day when I'd be shooting these videos, niggas would be hitting me on Twitter and shit and be like, hey, bro, how you get that clean look? How you get that clean look? And then so I just took that and you know, I added that to my hashtag, and that's kind of what I rock with. That's like my brand name. But anyway, I wanted like a high-end camera. And so the opportunity came for me to get this camera. I spent all the money that my producing witch wife was able to come up with, and we bought our first Alexa. And like I said, I didn't want to shoot, right? I just bought the camera because I knew that I was going to go content crazy. I am very confident with my talent as a director, right? Like I knew that if I have the opportunity to create, my shit will hit, right? And we know that from history. Like you look on my YouTube, you can see I create content that hits. It goes viral. Like the shit slaps. So I remember I got my camera, and the first day I had the camera, or the first week I should say, somebody hit me up and they was like, yo, you know, do you want to shoot something? And I'm like, all right, cool. Yeah, I'll shoot. And, you know, I'm just doing like some basic shooting, basic lighting. Like I didn't really know how to be a cinematographer at the time. But for the first time, like somebody was going to pay me to shoot something and I actually get like a couple dollars in my pocket. That's great, right? Because you got to understand, I come from being the person that used to wear the same sweatpants for like 4 years. Right, I couldn't get haircuts because I couldn't afford them, which is why like none of my young pictures you ain't gonna see me fresh because couldn't afford haircuts and all that, right? So I got the camera and the guy wanted to pay me like $600, and I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. And you know, I took that money. I think the following week somebody wanted to like offer me like $1,500 to shoot something. I'm like, oh shit, you know, the camera was included. It wasn't like like we didn't break the price down yet. I'm just a shooter at the time. And I'm just like, wow, and these kind of calls are starting to come in. And I'm realizing, like, directing is cool. I love directing, but shooting is something that people will actually pay you for, right? They'll actually pay you to shoot some shit. Like, they're not really gonna pay you like that to direct something unless you're, wanna get to a certain level. But shooting, no matter what level you want, you're gonna get paid to shoot. So, after this happened for a bit, I said to myself, man, like, if people are gonna pay me to shoot, I should learn how to, like, shoot for real. I should learn how to be a DP, be a director of photography. I hit my boy, Guy Giaconelli from Video Evolution out there in Connecticut. He is the man, right? He told me one time, he was like, I think it's time you take this is my white voice, right? He's like, I think it's time you take your cinematography to the next level. And you need to go to a school. And I was like, I remember at the time, because I wasn't even ready to be a cinematographer at the time. I was just like, I think I'm straight. Like, I don't need to go to one of them schools. I don't need one of them. And but after I decided I wanted to be a DP, I was like, all right, I think I do need to go to a school. I think I get an environment where I can learn and be with my peers and they can teach me. So he suggested that I go to GCI, Global Cinematography Institute. Big shout out to them. They've changed my life. Taught by Yuri Naiman, ASC. And I got there, and this is like where everything changed for me. So when I get there, there's I'm the only black dude in the class. Obviously, that's usually the case everywhere I go. I'm the one black guy there. And on top of that, I'm like the laughing stock, right? Everybody's better than me. All these guys are like working DPs, and then it's just me. And they're looking at my work that I always thought was fine. Shit be going viral and shit, so I thought it was good. And they're looking at my work, and they're like, yo, you're a shitty cinematographer. You suck. And I got really discouraged to the point where I called my wife. And I'm like, I just kind of want to go home, right? This shit was fucking with my ego. So I was like, I just want to go home. And she's like, nah. Stay your ass there. Because the class was expensive, so you can't just leave. Because that would just be a waste of money. And on top of that, she was like, if you're the worst one there, you got the most to gain. And she said that, and it made lots of sense, right? Because it's true. If I got the most to learn, that's great. So I went there. And, I allowed myself to be the laughing stock, but I studied intently. I just listened, right? And I just took really close notes. I remembered everything that was said. I mean, I was in there. I was all the way in. Like, I knew I came there to become a better DP. I knew I wanted to learn lighting. There was a guy named Diego Gilly. Big shout out to Diego. And he kind of like took me under his wing. And he was like he's the lighting instructor there. And he took me under my wing. Now, one thing about Diego, he is a phenomenal cinematographer. Like, I would put him, there's not a name that you could list outside of Rob Richardson or Deakins or Chivo that I would say he can't stack up against. Like, he is the real deal. Diego is dope. So Diego takes me under his wing, and he's giving me a lot of game, like a lot of things that just make things click for me. Like, the way he explains stuff, it all clicks for me. And I remember by the time I left that class, the first thing I shot, people were just like, yo, this is hot. I never really understood the value of cinematography. Now, one thing, like, I used to look at my work, and I look at some of these white boys' work, like the David Cruters and the Justin Derrys and, all these guys. I would look at their work, and I'd be like, my stuff looks nothing like that. That was then, not now, but then. And I could see that our shit don't look the same. So I left the class, and I'm shooting stuff, and people are like, yo, this shit is hot. And it gave me this immediate boost of confidence. And immediately, like, after that project came out, I dropped some stills. The calls just started coming in. And it was the first time in my career where I just been, like, hounded over, not hounded, that's the wrong word, where I've just been, people desired me, right? They're just like, yo, we want to get that look that you got going on, because I have a style. Like, I'm kind of really bold in my cinematography. I rock with a lot of contrast. I do a lot of backlights. I do a lot of silhouettes. My style is very moody, almost emo. And, around when I was first kind of bringing that out, people were just kind of clamoring to it. And you know, it's still my go-to look. I do things a little differently. I've learned like some other techniques that I started implementing, but I still have like my main focus is still kind of that moody look. Um, so yeah, things started taking off. And you know, like I was doing like my marketing and all that stuff online, making sure I send emails, email marketing, and just constantly connecting with people. I was getting most of my work, I think, on Instagram, a lot of like friends of friend recommendations and things like that. And that's how I came into the cinematography role. And then like what we were doing, I think at the time I was so used to being broke, I didn't really spend much money. But every time I had a job or I would work and get some cash, I would just buy more equipment. And this was from like the day one, right? Because as soon as I bought the camera, I needed batteries. And then when I needed batteries, I needed a monitor. And then I needed a lens. I needed all these other things just to even make it work. So it all kind of felt natural. And then I think like within a year, I had a lot of equipment, so much that I was kind of able to open up a small rental house, and that started to grow. So things just started like really just started rolling out, and at the time it all made sense, right? And then my wife, her being a producer, every time somebody would hire me, I would give her a recommendation, or vice versa. When she's hired, she gives me a recommendation, and then we started to double up. And as the producer, she hires our equipment, and you know, it just becomes this self-servicing project that just kind of grew. And then somewhere like in 2021, it felt like her career was growing a little faster than mine, and so our projects got bigger, right? Because she started to become responsible for like these bigger budgets, and then you know, she makes sure that we're in full swing on these projects, right? Like our equipment's being hired out, you know, it's our guys being hired out. So everything just worked, and we work really together. I'm really fortunate to have her, and I love the situation that we're in, and the company that we built, and that's Clean Slate. It used to be called Smith Hodge Productions, right? That shit was corny. Like there's nothing cool about Smith Hodge Productions. The name is whack. And before my father died, R.I.P. Walter Smith, we wanted to come up with new names so I can create a company that felt cool, that people would want to fuck with. And the name I had, which was Clean Slate, was the last one I was able to share with him. And he really liked the name. He really, really liked the name. He thought it was really dope. I kind of told him what the name meant. Slate is like black. I felt like since we're a black-owned company, then there was clean. I felt like we shoot clean stuff, right? Now there was that whole idea of clean look and all that. So I wanted something that like kind of represented the kind of work we do and the kind of people we are. And then so that's how I came up with Clean Slate. And I figured if I kept it Kleen, y'all really understand what kind of person I am, right? Like I'm a urban dude from Brooklyn. Like I'm not one of these guys that's trying to be like stuffy. You're not gonna see me code switching. I feel like I'm good enough at my work that my work can speak for myself. I'm professional. I show a lot of professionalism, but I'm a very, very casual person, and you will always remember I'm a very urban person too. I did that code switch shit once at MTV, and I hate myself for it. Like I tried so hard at MTV to fit in with the rest of the corporate white folks and some of the corporate black guys that was there acting all funny people. Too. Yeah, power to them guys. This guy, hey, power to the people. And you know, I tried so hard, and that wasn't my jam, right? So now, like, I be like, fuck y'all. You know what I'm saying? Can't nobody tell me shit. Like, we done built everything. You know, it feels different when you build everything on your own, right? Like everything that was offered to me was never materialized. But everything I went and got on my own and figured out on my own, even though I'm a little late doing it, you know, has been a lot more fruitful. It's cool though. Like I always felt like I've been a little bit behind the ball, like a little slower, not mentally slower, but things always popped off later for me. You know, like when we were young, I was like, you know, the last one to lose my virginity and shit out of my group of friends. Like I was always, you know, like playing video games. I was always the person that sucked the longest, and then I would get good. Then I always get better than everybody else. But like, you know, it always took me a while to catch up to stuff. So I feel like this is my time. And The DP shit is going cool. It's been super slow. We're on strike, but the shit is going good. Let me tell y'all about my directing career. Let me go back to that a little bit. That, I think, at the time was one of the ugliest times of my creative career. I think, you know what it's like to never get credit for something, but yeah, everybody's always stealing the shit you do. Like the when I did that Way Too Cold shit, Kanye ripped that shit. When one of them the Drake joint I did with the nigga throwing the eggs at the house, yo, literally, I got hit up to take that shit down, and literally like the next month, Dre got his daddy rapping his songs. I'm just like, yo, really? Because I had the old man doing that. I did that commercial competition that I was telling y'all about that I didn't win. I saw that one be recreated with Usain Bolt. I remember one day I was taking a tutorial, right? I was on a fucking tutorial. I was learning how to do some color grading. And the guy's like, you know, pulling up clips of color grades and examples and of color grading demos. And I see a clip of one of my videos up. The joint with Amatus. The Amatus, you know, so Amatus is Mahershala Ali's wife, right? And I did a music video for her a while ago. And so a clip from that music video was on this class of tutorials and for color grading. And I was just really surprised. You know, for a nigga whose career just would not move, I had a lot of shit out. And big shout out to Amatus. I like her a lot. She hurt my feelings a little bit, but outside of that, Amatus is awesome. She's a beautiful woman. Great energy, great vibes. Big shout out to Tusi. But yeah, my directing career, man, that shit was just. So I feel like directing is some of my biggest talents, right? That is the thing that I do best, right next to writing. My top two talents are writing and directing. I tell motherfuckers all the time, I'm the Black Tarantino. Like I am so confident in my skills as a writer director. I could tell you that my shit is fire. Cinematography, which everybody knows me as. Everybody knows me as DP. See, designer DP. The name is on the chain.
Talk to him.
Yeah, baby, name on the chain, baby. So everybody knows me as designer DP. That is my most recently cultivated talent. I'm good at it, but I don't have like the natural ability to be a DP. Like I see a lot of these guys, they pick up cameras, lighting becomes intuitive. Like they kind of know how to flow. Me, I had to learn. Like I had to learn what looks good. A lot of people, they like I said, it's intuitive. Like they can look at an image and be like, oh, that's beautiful. That doesn't, you know, that's not like so nice. They need this, they need that. Like I don't have a photography background, so I'm not like, you know, I don't have like this intuitive framing. Like I had to learn. Like I had to learn I had to spend a lot of time and money and effort trying to learn to acquire this skill. You know, but I think it's one of the best investments I ever made. So once again, big shout out to GCI. Big shout out to Ari for making the Alexa, because that camera single-handedly changed my life. So yeah, our company's Clean Slate. We run a rental house. It's called Clean Slate Creative, and the rental portion is Clean Slate Rentals. And you see, I lit this shit. Yeah, you know what's crazy? I think the lighting in here actually looks really nice. It was not supposed to be nice, right?
I thought it was me.
Huh?
I thought it was me.
It could have been you. It could have been you, but I think it's that too. But yeah, I literally just bounced some lights into the ceiling and, you know, did some traditional designer DP style shit with some spotted lights also. But this nigga look like he a lost member of NWA right now.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's why they call me the Big Aunt. We coming for you too. Flatbush, stand up. Brooklyn, BK, where you at? Brooklyn, stand up.
Yo, we up, baby. We up.
Yeah, let me rock this thing for a moment before you, right? Here with the 99 Hurrah. We're going to play and we're going to unleash it on you.
Yo, why don't you hit that with him now? Hit him with that now. Y'all, for y'all that don't know, I got a movie coming out. HOORAH 99. It's going to be one of the hottest movies you ever seen. I'm not going to talk about it too much because that's another episode. But yo, play that shit right now. Big shout out to my man Ruck who dropped me a theme song. And this shit is fire, man. No cap. I can't even front on that shit.
Fuck how you start, look how you finish. Nigga, you lit. This is my last hurrah. My niggas got rich. Mike Jackson when it happened. That's it. This is it. Nigga, this is it. Like Forrest. Then went through the cast and fucked up my mortgage. I spit in the rings, chains, hoes, got me some Jordans.
Rings and chains, nigga. That's me.
Family said I'm a hoarder. I'm stuck in this game, my thumbs in pain, can't talk to controller. I'm on my 99th hoorah. Who would've knew I would try? I just gotta thank good God.
Yo,
No
this
opportunity
nigga
to
Ruckus
rock.
got lyrics
Stepping
on
up
here
top
like
of
he my
stairs, we find a
therapist.
way to new heights.
Like this nigga listen to everything I've ever said in my life and put it in a
the
song.
dash, I'm swerving. Moving that right like Irvin. Kyrie, cross him up. I'm in my lane, no merging. Looking through the window pane. Drip the color of purple. All the pain that I gained. That shit came with a purpose. Fuck how you start, look how you finish. Nigga, you lit. This is my last hurrah. My niggas got rich. Mike Jackson when it happened.
So big shout out to Ruck, man. Big shout out to Ruck. All right, y'all. So if y'all got any questions for me, just shout me out. Hit me on the DM, hit me on the gram, whatever. And you know, any topics y'all got that y'all interested in hearing about, I got y'all. Tomorrow, the next episode, I'm gonna talk to y'all about HOORAH 99. It was a fucking shit show. I will talk to you about all my crew. Ja, who's fucking amazing. That's my nigga. I'm gonna talk to you how my wife put this whole thing on her back. I'm gonna talk to you about how we decided in April we wanted to make a movie and was shooting by August. That's 3 months of prep. I'm gonna tell y'all like what caused me to be like, yo, you know what? I'm ready to shoot my movie. For y'all that don't know, we ain't had no finances. We ain't have no investors. We shot a whole movie on our own. And it ain't like, I know you probably think, yeah, niggas shoot movies all the time. Like, nah, man, this ain't one of these like low budget. This ain't your Tubi movie, B. Like this shit is hot. Big shout out to Tubi, sorry. Yo, so my wife is here to check me, right? If I say anything too crazy, or if I forget to say anything, apparently I've said mad things that were crazy. But if I forget to say certain things, like our associates or our business partners, she'll make sure that she reminds me so I don't leave anybody out so nobody gets upset. We don't want to upset anybody. All right, y'all. So, yo, I'm going to close out the show. Yo, big shout out to my man Ruck. Shout out to our studio audience, Tay. Yeah. Big shout out to Wifey. Yo, big shout out to motherfucking DJ. Yo, hold on. I didn't even tell y'all this thing about the I didn't even tell y'all about Unc is like 60-something years old. This is my neighbor. I love this nigga. He always here, yo. This is my fucking man right here. Yo, I be fucking shit up, and he come over and save my ass. One day I left my fucking Alexa outside in the driveway because I was so sleep coming home. And this nigga brought this shit in. He's like, yo, nigga, you need to get your shit up out the fucking driveway. And he brings that shit in. So big shout out to and we gonna close out this show, episode 1 of the Designer DP show. I got so much fire shit to talk to y'all about. Peace.
Let the music rock. We came back to reclaim the pyramids from this point on. Let the music rock. Yeah, this is my next door neighbor, by the way. But he's a very youngster, a very impressive young man. You don't see too many people our color doing the shit that he do. So respect that. Big salute.
I appreciate that.